So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining in. And we are continuing with we saw, we had a look at a few laws last time, the laws of the universe. What manages, हमें क्या चलाता है दुनिया में, हमें क्या क्या चीजें चलाती हैं, उसको थोड़ी सी समझ ले रहे हैं. तो हमने देखा था लॉ ऑफ डिवाइन वननेस, which shows that our basic fact, we are connected at the basic level. Then, of course, we looked at the law of attraction, which is the most popular one. So, उसी के आगे we'll have a little chat later on. Abhi, I want to move on to the next law. I'll just share the screen. My screen is visible. Screen is
Yes.
okay. So we have looked at the law of attraction. Now next is the law of inspired action. So this is all about taking action. Attraction तो ठीक है, law of attraction से आप कर रहे हो, पर वो attract कैसे होंगी चीजें? तो उसके लिए we need to take proactive steps. Without that, nothing is possible. So this is, ये नहीं कि बस हो गया, I want it, and then I'll just sit down. I will attract it somehow. No. You have to take steps. So it's not just simply enough to wish and visualize. So action has to be taken to manifest whatever you desire, your aspirations, जो भी आप चाहते हो. So while the law of attraction is vibrationally aligning you with whatever it is that you want, वो same उसमें alignment, it brings about a frequency to align you with your desire. The law of inspired action will push you to take action, to bring what you want into fruition. So, आप vision board तो बना लोगे, but उसके साथ physical steps भी चाहिए to move closer to your whatever it is. Even if you have to step out of your comfort zone, it will help you, it will push you along. So you have to, for this, you have to listen to your intuition and take even small steps. Each step matters. So कुछ भी ध्यान आए, immediately work on it, start working on it. So act on your inspirations. जो भी अंदर से thought आ रहा है, whatever your intuition is telling you, whatever you are getting inspired by. So every action moves you closer towards what you want, towards your goal. जो भी outcome आपको चाहिए. So this inspired action ka law, it requires you to be really proactive to bring whatever you want into reality. So for this, you can listen to your intuition. You can do something creative every day. Whatever it is connected to what, जो भी आपको चाहिए, to either have some ideas or write it out, what it is that you want to happen in your life. And even other than that, but just do something creative in your life. Writing कर लो, dancing कर लो, singing कर लो, कुछ भी कर लो. So every day, so your mind opens up. So you're able to think out of the box. So when you're relaxed, when you're dancing, you're not stressing. And you're allowing your mind to relax enough to allow new ideas to come in. Then we can also use the element of fire. How does that help? That it's sort of like a fuel to your जो भी आपके actions, your capacity for taking action. It fuels that. We have seen that so many people, they do a candle march. So why is that done? So that is showing that you're adding energy to your action. Element of fire adds that energy. It gives you that push, you could say. Then you need to create boundaries so that you can focus on your passion. So if you're all over the place, you cannot be focused. So थोड़ी सी we have to put limitations कि within this time I have to do this. ये कुछ भी थोड़ा सा interactions मेरे कम रहेंगी या whatever, to like channelize your energy towards what you want. Then this law, it of course works hand in hand with the law of attraction. And what does law of attraction do? It attracts opportunities towards you. It draws those opportunities towards you. So law of attraction का काम ये है, it will attract. But law of inspired action will help you seize those opportunities to fulfill whatever you want to do. So both of the laws, they work hand in hand. So जो यहाँ से फिजिकल रेल में, जो मेंटल रेल से फिजिकल रेल में आपके जो थॉट्स डिजायर्स हैं, they will get transmuted over there. So this was one aspect of the law of inspired action. The next is law of perpetual transmutation of energy. The energy is never stable. It is always in a state of flux. It's always transforming. It cannot remain static. So if low energy agar hai, if it is exposed to high vibrational energy, it will naturally transmute the lower vibrational energy to a higher frequency. So आप देखो, if like you are feeling low and you meet up with people who are very enthusiastic, lively, jovial, you also tend to forget your woes and you join up with them. आप में shift आता ही आता है. थोड़ा सा आए, that depends on whatever issues you are going through, but it definitely has an effect. So high vibrational energy जो है ना, it tries to find a stable table, you could say. तो जो उसकी depth है, it will bring that lower energy up and stability आ जाती है. Now, what does this law of transmutation mean actually? That every smallest action, it has a profound effect. कुछ भी आप करोगे, उसका effect तो आएगा ही आएगा. Any small, like even a seed, it has the potential of growing into a big tree. So, and that power lies within each of us to grow into something big. So the seeds are there within us. So we have the power to create a perfect environment for whatever we want to do. So आप अपनी लाइफ में भी देख सकते हो कि जो आप कुछ करना चाहते हो, बहुत like you really want to do it from deep inside. So you put in all the effort. किसी ना किसी तरीके से you manage to do it. You find the ways, your means, and if you don't want to do something, you'll find 101 reasons for not doing it. So that's what you have to be really inspired from deep inside to do any activity, anything. So for this, we need to surround ourselves with positive influences, positive environment, which uplift our energy, जो हमें motivate करेंगे to do it. So that whenever we are faced with negativity, we are able to consciously shift our focus. We don't need to remain in that state of negativity. We have the power, the capacity to shift our thoughts, shift our focus to positive thoughts, to uplift our emotions, and that will transmute the energy we are in, whatever the situation we are in. इसमें help करती है. So to put this law into practice, to bring it into your daily routine. So one thing that you can do is get into a gratitude practice. So jitna gratitude rakhoge, you will attract more of the same. So kuch bhi, just start being thankful for the small things. You can even note them down. So every small thing every day that you feel, it uplifts you. Each thought of gratitude, it gives you the strength to rise above whatever there is. So small things also, like just singing, or as I said, just dancing. So meditating also, of course, helps. So bring in that gratitude in every aspect. So छोटी छोटी चीजों से जो है ना, वो shift will come to major results over a time. Then this is again linked to the law of vibration. And when we understand this law, we have the power to change our negative situations. We can come out of them. And we can do this by applying a positive energy. So उससे क्या है, हमारे experiences, we can transform our experiences. We can like pull ourselves up. We have that power. So these were the two laws that I was talking about. Anyone would like to share anything or say anything about them? What have you got from them? Any linkages you can find in your life? Where are you able to lift yourself up? How do you lift yourself up?
Uh, you mean by law of inspired action?
Yes.
Okay.
Or
So
how do you transmute your, whenever you're feeling low, what do you do?
I have a cup of tea.
Good. It's a best pick me up.
Yeah, some sugar helps. I think Vinay wants to share.
Yeah. Yes, Vinay.
Okay. So basically, I just wanted to talk about the inspired actions
Oh,
point.
Anji.
Now, I when I was practicing these laws, when I was experimenting with these laws earlier, fraction and fraction, action करना पड़ता है ऐसा ऐसा सोचता था मैं. So that was a part of my doing domain, and that is, if I have to attract this in my life, if I have to manifest this thing in my life, I have to take inspired action. Now, the word have to was the stumbling block I realized later, because that was giving me a feeling of in order to do that, I had to do that. Then I was
Mhm.
practicing gratitude as a part of my ritual. Again, back end pay, that was actually giving me a feeling of in order to achieve that, I have to do that.
Do something.
Now,
Yeah.
no, that was, I never realized that it was so subtle and was a stumbling block. Now, what I instead started doing it was listening to the intuition and take immediate action before it was too late.
Okay.
Let's say I hear in the moment, when I saw uh, consciously positive WhatsApp group, I never actually go ahead and check out consciously positive every day. कि क्या session चल रहा है. But I don't know, there was an intuition कि मेरे को check करना है. I want to go to check out the WhatsApp group. And the first thing that I saw that, you were taking the session.
Mhm.
I immediately took an action to send an email to my office that I'm going to take mentoring session at East Delhi. So I'll be late in my office, but the reason was that I want to attend your session. I took two immediate
Uh-huh.
back to back
Uh-huh.
inspired actions.
Uh-huh.
Now, when I look back 10 minutes ago, and now I feel so satisfied, because now it was such a long pending coaching mentoring sessions with my daily team that was long pending, that I
Mhm.
had to do that, but I was not doing it.
Mhm.
And immediately sent messages to the ASMs, area sales managers of daily team, as is daily team, and they said yes, that we can have the sales coaching session. Now दोनों चीजें हो गई. uh, First, I got to attend your session. Second is the sales coaching and mentoring session.
Okay.
And the third, which is just so unconscious, because 2 days, since last 2 days, I've not been feeling well. I wanted to go late to office. और
Mhm.
वो भी unconsciously manifest हो गई.
Okay.
The only thing I trusted was the actions of intuition.
Uh-huh.
कि हाँ, मेरे पास थॉट आया कि मुझे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप को देखना है,
Mhm.
क्या सेशन किसका है, और मैंने एक्शन ले लिया.
Mhm.
So this is something I wanted to share right now.
Great.
This is something I've been doing it
Uh-huh.
on a consistent basis.
Uh-huh.
So I can see a few things
Mhm.
getting manifested in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So then we have to take that moment of seizing the opportunity. And that is what will align us with what it is that we need to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Inspired action, as you say, seizing opportunity before
Yeah.
it goes off.
Mhm.
Uh, just take up and grab the opportunity of taking an action.
Right. Great. Thanks a lot for sharing that, Vinay. And anyone else would like to share anything else?
I think it also creates new opportunity as well. So when you just follow your intuition and take action,
Yeah,
so you not necessarily have the opportunity right in front of you, but when you take the action, suddenly something emerges
absolutely. So
with your thought.
you need to draw those opportunities also. So you have to create the thought in your mind and then you're drawing them. Now it's up to you whether just you want to draw or you want to seize the opportunity also. Great. Thanks a
Yes,
lot.
yes.
Anyone else? Any thoughts about these laws or the earlier ones? Or,
Yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to
uh,
add just for 2 seconds, 5 seconds. Now, I did not purposefully, seeded that thought कि मुझे कुछ achieve करना है.
mhm.
All I trusted was intuition because उसमें thoughts वैसे ही चल रहे हैं already. Universe के thoughts चल ही रहे हैं intuition के creative zone में. तो मैंने कोई प्लांट नहीं किया सीड कि हाँ मुझे ये मैनिफेस्ट करना है. बट नाउ आई लुक बैक 10 मिनट्स 15 मिनट्स एंड इस पहली बार नहीं हुआ. मैं बहुत बार ऐसा देखा कि मैं इंट्यूशन को ट्रस्ट किया, उस पर काम किया, और सडनली देखा यार ये मैं नहीं करता तो और मुश्किल हो जाती. तो इट वाज नॉट द
Absolutely.
पर्पसफुल प्लांटिंग ऑफ सीड ऑफ थॉट हाँ मुझे ये अचीव करना है. So
Uh-huh.
this is something a kind of paradox that I wanted to share here.
You know, the whole universe is very beautifully synchronized, and that is evident in ourselves also. We all think coincidence हो गया ये अच्छा I thought, but it's no, it's every मतलब बहुत deep इसके roots गए हुए हैं. There are a lot of work has been going on behind the scenes, and then the thing comes in front of us. So everything is beautifully sinks in. That is what I found with life.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now I'll move on to the next law. That is the law of cause and effect. Any thoughts about this?
Yes, every action results to
Yes.
equal and opposite
That's
reaction.
one of the basic that action causes a reaction. That's the what is the core meaning of this law. So whatever you put out, good or bad, you're going to get it right back. कुछ नहीं छूटेगा, कुछ नहीं बचेगा. So every action reacts. That is the thought of this law. Every decision that you take, the whatever action that you are doing, it is definitely going to bring back a corresponding outcome. So this law highlights, you could say, the direct impact of our actions on our lives and also on the environment that we live in. So every thought, every action of ours impacts everything. It's not just our own life, but everything around us also.
Yes.
And this is, of course, the law which is known as the law of karma. जो आप करोगे वो भुगतोगे ही. And the beauty of this law is that it's totally unbiased. It cannot be influenced by anything. जो करोगे उसका outcome तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. कोई यहाँ पे वो bribes नहीं चलेंगी, कुछ और नहीं चल सकता. कोई आपको appeals नहीं चल सकती. Whatever you are doing, whatever energy you're putting on, that is definitely going to come back to you. So this law is a reminder that things don't happen in a vacuum. कि बस हो गया और छूट गया. No. It is somewhere it is going to come back to you. So to harness the power of this law, we have to we have to be aware of how our actions and decisions are affecting not only us, but everything around us. So when we understand the power of this law, we are able to take charge. We are able to prioritize the positive vibes in us so that we attract positive things. So we can become aware of what is not serving us, the negative energy which is not serving us. We can let it go, and we can shift ours. Like I said, जो high frequency vibration में आप आ सकते हो. You don't have to remain stuck in that low vibration vibrations. So for this, first of all, we have to be, of course, mindful of our actions and decisions, whatever we are doing, because everything will have a consequence. So थोड़ा बहुत तो consider करके ही करना पड़ता है हमें. Then we need to make choices that will align with our values and whatever the outcomes that we want. So for this, we need to really have a deep understanding that each decision is shaping our future. Future is not set. It is very flexible. Whatever you're doing right now, it will create your future. So even like हम अगर चार्ट में भी देखते हैं तो we have the power to change the outcome. If not 100%, to up to some extent, we can change the outcome. So and just by taking charge of our thoughts, looking at our actions, our decisions, what is it that we are doing? So we have to really be very intentional with our words. We have हर चीज जो है ना intention से करनी चाहिए कि what is the purpose of it, what will be the result of it. So for this, we really have to be very aware that even our thoughts, they are going to have consequences. Even if I have not translated them into action, तो भी thoughts के भी consequence होंगे जरूर. Because thoughts are manifestation. The thoughts are the power of manifestation. So all the time we have to be very observant of the subtle effects, like what is the response to our thoughts. When we become aware of that, we will be able to take charge of them. So you can even test it out by keep have a thought, okay, I want to see any thought you can put, a white rose today, or I want to see some animal, I want to see a kangaroo somewhere today. So when you have a particular strong intention, you can put a wish, like a friend of mine, she keeps doing that to see if things are coming positive or not. Please show me a particular kind of flower. And somehow or the other, it comes in front of her. Either somebody will mention it or she'll see a picture of it somewhere. कहीं ना कहीं से उसके सामने आ जाता है. So that shows how intentional our thoughts can be. If we put in that thought out there, it will come back to us. So this law is the law of cause and effect. It is, you can see the fundamental law of other laws also, especially the law of attraction. So it is putting across that idea, reinforces the idea that we are the architects of our destiny. Through our actions and decisions, we can take charge of our life. So it's a very powerful law. So any thoughts on this? Anyone would like to say anything on them?
Yes, Meenuji, and not just like one is we are looking at individual scale, but also and the larger scale, what you mentioned, like everything we have because someone took an action.
Absolutely.
Created it, like and it was very sincere effort. That's why we have all these facilities. So like and there is a cause behind everything what we have. So so
Someone's intention is being lived out over here.
yes.
Yes,
So we are beneficiaries as well of many great things.
absolutely. Any other thoughts, anybody? What would you like to add to this? The law of cause and effect. Law of karma, in fact. Yes, Meena ji, Neelam ji, विनय, कुछ कहना है इसके बारे में? Come on, it's a very popular law. Everybody has something to say about it. Can have something to say about it.
Maybe Sabina ji.
Samina ji, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm down the house, so I don't know what I'm listening. Half and half is
Okay, just talking about the law of karma. What are your thoughts about it?
yeah. Law of karma is so strong that it does come back to you. And sometimes, I've seen myself and people that they think, हाँ देखो कुछ हुआ क्या कुछ नहीं हुआ लेकिन I have seen it transpiring before my eyes. It can happen anytime. It can happen. It's not that आज किया कल ये मिल जाएगा उसका
Right.
effect. But the thing is that it could take even 10 years, 20 years, and you're so shocked. Oh my God, I had done this, and this came back to me. So it takes its own time, but it does come back. It
Right.
will never go bouncing back, you know.
Very
So,
true.
am I right?
Very, very true. Thank you for adding that dimension that it doesn't have a time limit.
Yes.
So even after, like, even it's just not 10 years, 20 years, it's lifetimes. So whatever you're doing in one lifetime, you'll definitely get back in the next one, or every possibility of getting it back. So thank you so much, Samina ji, for adding that. So I'll move on to the next one now. This is the law of compensation. And this law relates to the, as it says, compensation, rewards, and returns that we receive for our actions and our thoughts. So this law ensures that जो भी हम करते हैं, we receive back in kind. Whatever we put out into the world, we receive back in kind. किसी तरह से भी. So it's about reaping what you sow, which is a very common term we come across. So law of compensation is connected to that. कि जो भी आप काम करोगे उसका कुछ ना कुछ आपको काइंड में मिलेगा ही रिटर्न. So it gives us that you could say an assurance कि whatever work I'm doing, it will be compensated in some way or the other. So even the universe ensures that we receive. It has its own ways of delivering, of course, may not match what you are thinking of, but whatever hard work you put out there, it will be rewarded. And compensation is not limited to only employment and finances. It's not connected to only financial aspects. It's about receiving compensation for all that you have done to the world, or your contribution to the world. And this can include your love, joy, kindness, whatever you give out, you will get back. So whatever kind of thoughts you're putting out, it will be rewarded in unique ways. And here, of course, we are focusing on the positive aspects because negative bhi milta hai, but compensation is more connected to what you're getting back in kind. So for this, we need to focus on giving positivity, kindness. So have values, whatever you're putting out in your actions, usme. So that is what will going to attract. So the more you contribute positively to the lives of others, the more you will receive in return. So again, can manifest in any way, wealth may, love, friendship, opportunities maybe. So it will translate into all that. So we need to put ours into our passion, put in more energy, more effort into whatever we love doing. So, and it's not just work, it can be your relationships also, or any creative thing that you do, painting kar lo, writing kar lo, whatever you're putting passion into, it will give you a return. So you can practicing this law, you can create and you can have an intention setting practice. Whatever you want in your life, you can create intentions for it. That will also help. Then you can create a gratitude jar. Gratitude is connected with every law. Gratitude has to be the basic fabric of your life, literally. And it connects you to the universe by showing to the universe your appreciation. And when anything gets appreciated, you get more of it back. And then, of course, you have to be mindful of how you speak, how you're acting towards everyone. So whether you know the person or not, sabke saath, how is your behavior? That matters also. Then this law, of course, complements the law of cause and effect, जो हमने देखा in the law of attraction. That all our actions, all our intentions not only have an immediate effect, but also like long-term rewards that we receive. It affects it all. So that was the law of compensation. Then we have law of relativity. So this law shows that each person will receive a series of problems कह लो या tests कह लो, and that the purpose of that is to strengthen the light within. Everyone has to face those tests. Uske bina you do not grow. And each of these tests are a challenge, and that challenge will remain with us till we have learned to look at it in a positive light. So if you're going through a tough relationship, until you have learned how to deal with it, that challenge will remain. The moment you start understanding how to deal with it, उसके जो है ना intensity कम होने लग जाती है. And then this law is also that nothing stands alone. It has to be related to something else. So if you look at some situation, some aspect of life, it's a neutral. It's neutral. Whenever that situation is seen, it is on its own. When it's seen alone, it has a neutral value, you could say. There's no good or bad about it, or challenging or not problematic about it. There's nothing like that. We can understand the difficulty level only by comparing it to something else. So like I'll just give an example, like विलेज में कई बार है ना, चले जा रहे हैं, वही लाइफ चल रही है, कुछ चेंज नहीं आ रहा. द लेडी ऑफ द हाउस, शी नोज दिस इज ऑल व्हाट आई हैव टू डू, because she doesn't know anything else. But once she starts looking at other things, other people's lives, oh, how are these ladies living? So then she starts questioning her own life. तो जब तक वो सामने चीज नहीं आएगी, आप उसको कंपेयर नहीं कर पाओगे, तो आपको समझ भी नहीं आएगी कि what is it that I'm missing out. So on its own, things don't teach you anything. When we compare, we learn to look at the positives also in our own position, and also the negatives. And then when we understand our situation in connection to the others, and we see how positive our position is also, that helps us to remain grounded also. So what this law suggests is that no one is inherently good or bad. People are complex, and everything is, you could say, connected relative to what is connected to what the other thing is. So everything, you can say, has a spectrum of expression. Everything can have many interpretations. So her situation ke there is more than one perspective. So we like assign meanings to things. कि ये अच्छा है, ये अच्छा नहीं है, or this is happening in our favor, or it is happening against. It is our thought process. But when we put it in perspective with something else, we realize that, okay, this is okay for me. This is good for me. वो होता है ना, वो एक होता है वो glass is half full or half empty. How are you looking at things? That matters a lot in this law. So what we need to do here is we have to change our perspective to transform our reality. We have to look at our situation from different angles. So then when we compare it to somebody else, we find that our life is much, much better. But on our own, we'll think my life is absolutely in the doldrums. कुछ भी नहीं हो पा रहा है इसका. So this law encourages us to see our problems as opportunities, potential opportunities, and to like have different perspective about it. Try to find different perspectives on it. So again, the gratitude aspect comes in, be thankful for what you have. And when you have that gratitude, you get the strength to face each challenge also. If you keep cribbing about whatever the situation is, it pulls you down, it lowers your vibration, then you're not able to deal with things. But if you find any spark of gratitude, any aspect where you can have gratitude, it uplifts you. So just that tiny spark will also gives you the power to face things in a better way. So we need, for this law to work, we need to think throughout our limited thinking patterns, सिर्फ जो कि ऐसा ही होना चाहिए, और ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट थिंकिंग जिसको कहते हैं, तो सब कुछ उसी के अकॉर्डिंग, उसी में फिट हो जाना चाहिए, उसको छोड़ना पड़ता है. We have to look at things in a contextual manner. That context में उसको देखो, उसके आसपास के situations को समझ के देखो. So that helps us to have different perspective on it. So what we need to do is we have to reframe the negatives into positives or opportunities. And I like I'd said, that change your worry into wonder. So we have that power to do that. Reframe whatever there is in your life, change it. So all our beliefs, perspectives, they are there, but they can be transmuted. So, and when we keep a compassion or lovingness for our own self, we are able to handle our whatever challenges in a better way. So this law is connected to the law of polarity, because it we have to understand that all things are relative and problems are opportunities in disguise. So the law of relativity, it helps us to compare our problems to other problems and put everything into proper perspective. So we'll be talking about law of polarity next, but anyone would like to say anything about law of relativity? What have you understood from it?
Okay. What I understood is the connection between this law with the basic law that the first law that we shared about the oneness law.
Yes.
So I can see a strong connection and very strong, a strong commitment that is complementing each other. This is something I realized. Now, when one completely realize that we are a part of one energy, so then there is the manifestation that happens is basically a part of that oneness only, and then the relativity, when you say that, to understand or experience that oneness, the manifestation is such that you understand the difference between the two things. Like, अगर मान लीजिए darkness नहीं है तो lightness का experience नहीं हो सकता,
Absolutely.
और अगर सुख नहीं है तो दुख का experience नहीं हो सकता, अगर abundance है तो वो इसलिए क्योंकि lack का experience है, नहीं तो abundance की feeling ही नहीं आ सकती.
Absolutely.
So it's just like, when you see कि आप ने जो फैन देखा है, जो फैन जब चलता है तो जब पूरी तरीके से चलता है तो आपको विंग्स नजर नहीं आते हैं, लेकिन फैक्ट ऑफ द मैटर इज कि फैन में विंग्स हैं, और वो विंग्स इसलिए पता चलते हैं, देखते हैं जब आप उसको बंद करते हो, जब स्टिलनेस में आते हैं तो फिर वो विंग्स नजर आते हैं. तो तो इसी तरीके से जो जो भी चीजें हमारी जिंदगी में बहुत फास्ट फास्ट हो रही हैं, हमें लगता है कि वो एक ही चीज हो रही है. मतलब इट्स लाइक ओनली वन थिंग विच इज हैपनिंग विच इज दुखा, one thing which is happening which is sukha, one thing which is happening which is abundance, one thing is happening which is lack. But वो नेक्स्ट लेवल पे हमको लेके जाती हैं अपॉर्चुनिटी. जैसे आपने कहा, एवरी ऑब्स्टिकल बिकम्स एन अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू टू टेक द लेप. अगर ऑब्स्टिकल नहीं आता तो अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिलती आगे आगे जाने के लिए. So polarity is very important. Again, this comes from oneness. I mean, if I have to go more deeper into the whole perspective of things, spiritual depth में अगर जाते हैं तो वो ये लीला का पार्ट है. It is it's just that the लीला that's happening, and और बार बार आप उस लीला में कभी कभी सुख छुप जाता है, कभी दुख छुप जाता है, और ऐसा लगता है कि मेरी जिंदगी में सिर्फ डार्कनेस डार्कनेस ही जिंदगी में चलेगी और ऐसी चलती रहेगी जिंदगी में. ऐसा लगता है, कहीं कहीं सडनली ऐसा लगता है. लेकिन जैसे ही अवेयरनेस आती है, जैसे कोई हील करता है, जैसे कोई आपके सामने आता है, जैसे काउंसलर आता है, तो आपको बताता है कि ये चीजें चेंज हो जाएंगी. एक्चुअली वो चेंज नहीं हो जाएंगी, एक्चुअली वो चेंज हो चुकी हैं, पर वो नजर नहीं आ रही है बिकॉज वी सो अटैच टू वन पार्ट ऑफ इट. और वो चीज इसलिए आई है क्योंकि हमें कुछ डिफरेंट चीजें देखनी है जिंदगी में. पॉजिटिविटी और नेगेटिविटी के बारे में बात करता हूँ अगर, There was one client. Can I share 2 more minutes? Would that be okay? I just wanted to share one incident about my coaching conversation with someone. Can I share? Can I go ahead? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, my network dropped, so I'm back now. Yeah. Yes, Meenu, what are you saying?
So there is a client who's so trapped in the zone of negativity and positivity. And that person was consistently saying, okay, I only want positive things in life. I don't want negative things in my life. I don't want negative people in my life. I don't want someone who is crying in front of me. I don't want negativity at all. Now, the moment when I coached him, he basically understood that negativity is a part of everything. And who is giving that phrase called negativity? There is no negative actually. There is just an event, and we are creating an interpretation of that event as a negative event.
Mm-hmm.
But in the reality, there is no negative event. So I just went through the coaching session, and he understood. Yes, reality is that कि कुछ negative हो ही नहीं रहा. पर वो इसलिए आ रहा है सामने क्योंकि मुझे जो देखना है वो नहीं होता, तो मैं वो देख ही नहीं सकता था. And then he started taking inspired action and got a different result.
Great.
So yeah, polarity is definitely and relativity is definitely a part of the first law. This is something I really experienced.
Yeah. So that is what will strengthen the light within. That is what I said, that it is the law of relativity is all about strengthening your inner self. So when you understand that they exist, so then it helps you to come out of it. It helps you to grow. So thank you so much, Vinay, for sharing that. And I'll take one more law. It's already 45. So I can take one more law, Shabana.
Yeah, yeah. It's up to you, means.
It's up to who all those listeners, if they're
I am.
You should not ask Shabana. Shabana is so accommodating. Shabana करेंगे तो आप जो बोलोगे स्वीकार है. जो बोलोगे कर लो आप. शबाना के साथ हमेशा से हो.
So, yeah, now as you are talking about the law of polarity, that is why I wanted to take it up now itself, because the next one is that one only, law of polarity. And this is all about everything is in a continuum and has an opposite. We saw earlier everything is in a flux. There is always transmutation happening. So there is always movement happening. Everything is continuing. And every aspect has an opposite. So we can suppress and transform our negative thoughts, our undesirable thoughts by concentrating on the opposite. So this is the law of mental vibrations also. कितना आप दिमाग चला के कर रहे हो काम, वो इस law से आता है सामने. And then everything has a polar opposite. If there is an up, there's a down. If there is dark, there's light, which is, of course, very obvious. So every opposite cannot exist without the other. तो जब तक हमें पॉजिटिव नहीं दिखेगा, हमें समझ ही नहीं आएगा कि हमारी लाइफ में नेगेटिव है. So those ladies who are working there in the villages, they're just going on and on क्योंकि और कोई option ही नहीं है. This is what life is all about. But when they understand that there is something opposite, so then they are able to transmute themselves. Okay, we can also live in this way. तो सेम अगर हमारे लाइफ में ग्रीफ नहीं आता, सैडनेस नहीं आता, वी वुड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द वैल्यू ऑफ हैप्पीनेस. सो व्हेन यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट देयर आर पोलर ऑपोजिट्स, वी आल्सो रियलाइज हाउ नेसेसरी बोथ साइड्स आर, बिकॉज विदाउट नाइट वी कांट इवन अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डे. कि डे क्या होता है वो चीज भी नहीं समझ आएगी. So how do we bring this into is that the point of the law is that we need to learn from our mistakes. That it is part of human experience that हम mistakes करेंगे, पर उससे से हम सीख रहे हैं. क्या सीख रहे हैं, क्या समझना है हमने, वो हमें समझने की जरूरत है. And then it also helps us to identify what we don't want in our life. जब तक हमें पता नहीं चलेगा इसका ऑपोजिट क्या है, हम हाउ विल वी नो कि हमें अपनी लाइफ में क्या नहीं चाहिए. So then it also brings clarity about what we want to do. So we gain clarity about it. Opposites को देख के ही समझ आएगा कि this modality is good or that is good. इससे क्या वैल्यू है, उसकी क्या वैल्यू है. Comparison, relativity comes in. Opposite things come in. Everything has to be understood before we bring anything into our life. So we need to really understand the contrast in our life, the opposites in our life. So जब भी आपकी लाइफ में कोई नेगेटिव सिचुएशन आती है, look at the positive aspects, कि इसके में से पॉजिटिव क्या निकल सकता है, and focus your energy there. So we have to change our perspective to look at it. Fine, I'm facing a very problematic situation, but इससे I'm learning also, and that will contribute to my growth. And then I'm gaining a lot of different perspectives, so I'm widening my horizon also. So for this, to bring this into our life, how do we practice it? First of all, we need to bring in acceptance, whatever is happening. Acceptance, it brings in a detached mind. So that is the best way of practicing this law of polarity, acceptance, whatever there is. Then when you accept whatever there is, then you open yourself up to understanding what are the possibilities beyond this acceptance also. If I keep cribbing about what is there, I'm not exploring anything else. I'm remaining stuck in that problematic area. Because जब तक we don't accept a problem, how can we find solutions for it? So if I'm only cribbing, there are no solutions. So acceptance comes in first of all, then gratitude, the acceptance brings in detachment, and then gratitude will bring in appreciation of the things that we have. We learn to be grateful for everything that is there in our life. So all these are part of the law of polarity. When we bring these, we are able to take full advantage of it. So we have to look for the, you could say, दोनों opposites के बीच में जो shades of gray आ जाते हैं, we have to look for that so that we choose where we want to go. We want to remain in the dark or we want to move towards the light. So this is all about seeking that silver lining in any problematic situation. So this law aligns with the law of vibration also, because it is looking at the frequency of things, the dual nature of things, you could say. Low frequency है तो high भी हो सकती है. So we can, when we understand this law, we are able to transform our experiences by, like, we can focus on every situation's positive aspects. अब ये है तो वो भी हो सकता है. So that is the law of polarity. Does that resonate with you, Vinay, with what you were saying? Resonate with anyone would like to add to it? And what is your understanding? Yes.
So when there are silence in the room, and that is one polarity, and yeah, only few people are sharing, but it's give the opportunity that
Yes. It's that opposite, that it creates that blank, you could say, that space where you can jump in.
yes. Yeah, but it's like it's everything. I think as Vinay also shared, I think learning happens only when there are, contrasting situations. Otherwise, you don't understand
Absolutely.
what you have and what you don't. Both.
Right. So I'll conclude over here. There are a few more laws, but time bhi ho gaya, so we'll continue this in the next session also.
Yeah, I think Rajvi, do you want to share or something?
Yeah, you can